Good day, everybody, and welcome to our daily chapel. It is Monday, May 4th today. You probably know that today Arizona is beginning very slowly to open once again, according to Governor Ducey's orders last week, although the stay-at-home order is still in effect until May 15th, and some are thinking it should be opening faster than that. But regardless of where you stand on that debate, we could still reflect on what we've been doing these last several weeks, as you have so many times, I'm sure. You might be thinking a lot about what you've lost. You've lost a lot of things. You could say the social aspect probably is at the height of things, although if you lost your health during this time, if you lost your income through a job suspension or furlough, these are things that would be weighing pretty heavily on you too. Maybe it's simply that you lost a sense of safety, a sense of normalcy, or a sense of freedom to kind of go and do what you want. But maybe in all of that consideration, we could think about something else, a lesson that perhaps this is all intended to teach us. Back 400 years ago, a war broke out in Europe. It was one of the most devastating and ugly conflicts Europe had ever seen, and eventually it included just about the entire continent of Europe at one point or another. It was called the 30 Years' War. It was devastating in almost every aspect. The loss of life in some regions is estimated to have been 50% of the entire population. Whether it was loss of life or loss of property, related things like pestilence and famine that were connected to it, it was a total economic disaster on every single level. I think we could probably say that the people involved with that lost more than what you and I have. There are stories of people who lived during that time, and one of them that I want to share with you today is a businessman and a politician whose name was Johann Frank. He lived in the area not too far from Berlin, Germany, and while he was living there, he saw this war unleash its ravages against everything that he knew and the family that he had. But rather than despair during this time and think about all that he had lost, he threw himself into Scripture. He was a fine Christian man. And he perhaps read words like you will hear here in Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 to 21. Do not store up for yourself treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And concentrating on words like that, Frank wrote a hymn that many have come to know over the last 400 years, Jesus' Priceless Treasure. In the midst of tragedy and loss, he could see not what he had lost so much as what he still had. And that, perhaps, my friends, is the lesson that we can learn from this. Maybe God is teaching us by allowing some of these things that we consider so precious, perhaps too precious, to be taken away from us, and that we would then refocus on the things that are really, truly most important. The words of this hymn, which you're going to hear in just a little bit as you listen to the second part of this devotion, are just rich with meaning. As you think about these stanzas and listen to them, focus on words like this in stanza 1, Thou art mine, O Lamb divine. Stanza 2, Jesus calms my fear, Jesus will not fail me. Stanza 4, hence all earthly treasure, Jesus is my choice. And then in stanza 5, which really summarizes the whole thing and teaches us the lesson that we could learn from all this, we can still have peace within. Yea, whate'er I here must bear, thou art still my purest pleasure. And that is our lesson. Please listen to the song now as our prayer for the day, and God bless your day.